Just south of MSU in South Bozeman is a new neighborhood called Blackwood Groves. These homes look nothing like any other house in Bozeman, and today I'm going to take you inside one of the estate homes, which is completely different from anything else you've seen here. Let's take a look. Okay, so this home is in a part of the neighborhood called the Estates. So these houses are built by builders that are not necessarily the developer out here. They are going to be a little bit larger than the other homes in the neighborhood. This one is almost 3,000 square feet, but you can see the Bridgers will be viewed off the patio in the back. A good rule of thumb in Bozeman is don't expect your view to last forever with the amount of construction we do have going on, but currently phenomenal views on this property. Give you an idea of what's going on around it. Lots of construction, obviously. Everything you see here are the porches and the cottages in Blackwood Groves. So a lot of these homes are actually built as rentals, and now they're starting to build homes that were for sale. But those are smaller homes, specifically for renting, and then you can see behind there they're building some multifamily options as well, but they're meant to look more like manors as opposed to multifamily housing. So the black exterior on this home is something you don't see a lot in Bozeman, that's for sure, but the timber work is something you see a lot, so it's a nice mix. Something to keep in mind about these lots, they are pretty typical size for a city lot. So this one's 6,000 square feet. You can see where the sod has been laid. That is about your property line. So depending on the size of the home, they're really not huge yards, but if you're like me, that's just less to take care of. The nice thing about Bozeman is most people want to be outside. So they don't want to spend all their time doing yard work. You can see the landscaping. It does have underground sprinklers. And there will be a house on this side eventually. Let's take a look inside. So this home is 4 bedrooms. It does have a main floor primary suite, 2-car garage. 2-car garages are very common in Bozeman, but I will say many people have trucks. So just because it says it's a 2-car garage, you definitely want to measure the depth of the garage to make sure you can actually fit your vehicle in it. So the first thing I notice when I walk in is how wide this entryway is. It's not that expected narrow hall that you see in a lot of homes. So you definitely have space to add furniture if you wanted to on either side of the hallway. And then you have a guest bedroom and a bathroom off the entry here. And as I take off my shoes, I'll show you, there is a tile entry. You can see under the rug there. And then it goes into an engineered wood floor, which is beautiful. And I know that LVP is very popular these days, but something to be said for an engineered wood floor. I just think it's beautiful. All right, so your first bedroom, something you'll notice in this house, the windows, they're not floor to ceiling obviously, but they're very large, very tall, long and narrow, which I think is really pretty. And I like the black contrast with the light walls and the light floor. Back up a little bit, give you an idea. This home also has extra tall ceilings, and the doors are tall as well. So it really adds a level of grandeur. Another nice feature is every bedroom has a walk-in closet. in this house, which I personally think should be a standard in every house in Montana. We have a lot of seasons and toys for those seasons and clothes for those seasons. TV jack is on this wall here. And then your powder bath. I guess I should call it a 3/4 bath because it does have a tile shower. So tile floor, black shower, which is very unique. I'll show you the hardware in here. And this is new construction, so I'm sure that tape is there because they have something they want to do. And then you have the same brass finishes over here. I really like the lighting in this house. They also added a towel hook over here. All right, moving along. So the primary is on the main floor, like I said, but it kind of surprised me that it was right here as opposed to in the back of the house, which I don't think is a bad thing. I just didn't expect it. So when you walk in, you can go left to the bathroom and closet, or you can go straight to the room itself. So let's go left first. Dual vanities. I really like the lighting throughout this house, and I think the black contrasts really nicely. Large tile shower and tub. I'll show you the floor as well. You'll notice there are 2 shower heads in here. And that niche, as well as a little corner bench. Really good size. Soaker tub, definitely deep. And then you have your toilet in a separate room. And then it segues from tile back to the wood when you go across to the closet. Nice thing about this one is you have laundry upstairs as well, but you have your own washer dryer hookups for a stackable system in the master closet. Really good size closet. Full closet system already installed. And the crawl space is accessed through here as well, which is pretty common in Bozeman to see the crawl space access in the primary closet. And you come out of the bathroom and closet, you walk down this little hall to the bedroom, which has its own private patio access and lighting on either side of where the bed would be. And you can see the light switches are on the trim under the window, which is, I think, is an interesting feature. I haven't really seen them placed there before, but easy access. And then your TV would be on this wall across the way. I need 2 hands for this one to open the French doors. There we go. So it does connect to the main patio, but the fireplace, which is on the other side there, really creates some nice separation. So it feels like your own space. And that view for now is pretty phenomenal. You can see from here where the corner stakes are on the property, and you can see the ditch as well. So that's a pretty obvious property boundary, but the sod is the best way to see where the true property lines are on this one. So it's not a huge yard, but it's definitely big enough. All right, moving along. So that's 2 bedrooms downstairs, and each has their own bathroom. And then moving along down the hall, you have the staircase to upstairs, right off the living dining kitchen. And it opens up into your living room. And this is a gas fireplace. Centered in the room. And you have this nice large light fixture chandelier. Definitely large enough to fit a sectional. I would probably put it over here as opposed to over here and impede the walking path, but you could fit one. And then off of the living room, you have another gas burning fireplace. And this is the patio from the other side. So you still have that great view. So it has a gas igniter. And you have an outlet on that wall. Light fixtures outside. Something to keep in mind with the weather system in this area is most of your weather is going to be coming from the southwest part of the valley. So this patio is north facing, and it's got walls on both sides for the most part, so you really will have quite a nice weather block and shade in the summer. Dining area. You can definitely fit a good sized table here, at least to seat 8, I would say. And then it's right off this beautiful kitchen. So same dark cabinetry that you've seen throughout the rest of the house. And then a white quartz. It's like a creamy white, and it does have that veining in it. I think it's beautiful. Some unique light fixtures. And the backsplash on this wall is really complementary to the countertop. So you have a gas range. It is 6 burners, KitchenAid. Your hood. And you have a lot of cabinet space. This is the only glass face, and the rest are these dark wood. Sink in the island as well as your dishwasher. Single basin stainless steel sink with a disposal. There's your view from the kitchen. And then you have butler's pantry. It does have a prep sink in here as well. Single basin, not as big as the one in the kitchen, but still really good size, deep, which is nice. And you do have those outlets in the pantry as well for appliances. And then this would be your mudroom off the garage. Same tile floor as in the entryway. And then they added this nice built-in storage. And then the garage here. Like I said, 2-car garage, but always a good idea to measure the depth if you have a truck to make sure that it would actually fit. Concrete. You can see there's stairs up into the house. Hot and cold water spigot here, and then you have water heaters accessed in here. And another nice perk is this is a heated garage, so you can see the heater in the corner there. All right, let's go upstairs. So upstairs you have 2 more bedrooms, but in addition to the bedrooms, you have a really nice flex / bonus space. So once you get to the stairs, it's carpet the rest of the way. It has a feels, like it has a really nice pad, so it's really plush. So when you get to the top of the steps, here's your view. So let's start over here. Good sized bedroom. Interesting thing I noticed is there is not a door on either of the closets in the upstairs bedrooms. Doesn't bother me, but it's interesting there's no door on this one, since that's what you see when you first walk in. This room has some really great views. You can definitely fit a king-size bed in this room. And then it opens into this bonus space. You can see there's outlet for a TV between the windows there. Across the way is a full bath. Dual vanities in this as well. Same finishes upstairs as down. Different light fixtures though. And then I like when they separate the shower and the toilet from the vanity. Really pretty tile in this one. It does have a fiberglass insert, so you have a tub. And then there's a pocket door right here. So you can close that when you need to. Towel hooks. Your second upstairs bedroom. Also big enough to fit a king-size bed on that wall. Cable jack is on this side. And then your walk-in closet over here. See, the ceilings are vaulted as well. So it feels very light and bright. The white walls are a creamy white, and I think it's very pleasant. I'm a fan of creamy white. Really good size storage closet up here, as well as your access to the attic in this closet. And then your laundry. So you have a totally different floor in here than any other room, but you do have the same cabinetry and hardware and countertops. And then your washer and dryer would go right here. So good size space at the top of the steps. I really like the light fixtures that they chose for this house. You've probably noticed in just about every room there's a different unique light fixture. Let me know what questions you have about this house. If you're looking for a home in Bozeman, it's a pretty great option. Follow along for more property tours.